There are multiple advantages that firm can get from investing into improving customer engagement. First, there are extra market insights that firm can collect from observing this engagement with the consumers. Second, there's extra market power that comes from consumers becoming brand advocates and themselves helping to spread message of a firm over brand. And finally, these consumers that becoming more engaged are likely to become more loyal and more profitable in the long term as well. Digital marketing transformation that resulted from huge improvement in information and communication technologies recently really helped companies to advance at every stage of consumer engagement. First of all, at the stage of collecting and obtaining data related to consumer engagement. Before, this data was only coming from interactions that happen when consumers make purchases, make transactions, or when companies do market research, for example, in the sense of surveys. Nowadays, customers share the data with each other and with companies using multiple social media and digital media channels, and lots of this data is actually observable for companies. Second, companies now have improved tremendously on the capabilities to actually process, analyze this data, and get something useful out of it. So such technologies as artificial intelligence, machine learning, other technologies that take advantage of the big data approaches really help companies to work with this enormous volume of customer intelligence they get. And finally, companies able to rapidly deploy insights that they get from working with this customer engagement data. It could be in the form of a new enhanced product offering that companies develop using the customer engagement data. It could be in the form of better understanding of how to reach consumers, optimizing marketing communication mix, or it could be just optimized content for this marketing communications. So it all seems great, but companies often forget that customers actually need good reasons to stay engaged with a brand over time. In a forthcoming article, my co-authors and I argue that sustainability of such data-driven customer engagement really requires a dynamic and iterative process. On one hand, companies need to be able, of course, to deliver better, improved value proposition from customer engagement data, but also it's very important for customers to be able to recognize the value they get from getting engaged with a company. Customer value from engagement can come from either individual data or aggregated data. So for example, when we talk about fitness tracker devices, what we see is that consumers engage with brand, engage with the company by allowing them to collect data about physical activities throughout the day, but then companies also process and deliver valuable information back to consumers. For example, it could be summary of your physical activity throughout the day, across multiple days, across multiple weeks, that allow you as a customer track your progress. It also could be in the form of comparison on your physical activity with activities of other consumers, and that also can generate additional value for you. When I talk about insights and value that consumers get from aggregated data, we can look, for example, at recommender systems. You go to Amazon site and often you see, oh, you may also like this. So that's an example of recommender system. What happens is that when consumers interact with Amazon, purchasing or not purchasing various products, after Amazon aggregates all this data from customer engagement, the retailer in this case is able to deliver back value to consumers in the form of recommendations that might be useful for customers looking to simplify the decision and choice process. Overall, even though possibilities in the new digital landscape seem to be endless in terms of the data that companies can extract from customer engaging in multiple social media and digital media channels, companies should really be careful about not having a one-way street when they're able to extract all this value for their own benefit, but not delivering value back to consumers. If consumers not going to see value from interacting with firms, they'll stop doing it. And so for sustainable customer engagement process, it's really important for companies from the beginning to figure out how they're gonna derive, package, and deliver customer value back to consumers that trust the company by engaging with it.